What's that?
Cool.
Play him.
So,
He doesn't know what hardcore or screamo is.
Fast.
Like kind of metallic. No,
Metallica.
it's not metallic.
Metallica is hardcore music.
How would you describe it?
Metallica?
No, we're not talking about Metallica.
What are we talking about?
Hardcore, like
They're going to
Screamo
some
music.
hardcore music.
Are they?
Today? Yeah.
Empire.
Yeah, it's like fast punk,
hard rock, punky.
like punk rock,
With some yuppie.
like punk rocks. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
punk rock.
Yeah, it's like
Alright.
punk. Yeah.
You know, we saw at South by this Belgian punk rock band.
Mm-hmm.
We were following them around.
Yeah, that was
They
cool.
they had a look.
Yeah.
They looked like a punk band from Belgium.
What were they called?
And we saw them in many places,
Yeah.
not performing though. And then finally we saw them at the corner, like by the 35 and like 2nd Street or 30.
Yeah.
You know, like that place right by the highway, but right by frontage.
Right.
You can kind of walk in from frontage. But anyways, they were fun. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
That's not. You're not talking about Parish.
No, not Paris, but like near Paris.
Near Parish.
Outside.
Oh, okay. I know.
By the food trucks.
Right. I know what that is. Okay. What was that? What were they called? Do you remember? Belgian punk bands.
Belgian punk.
Belgian.
No.
punk.
Sauerkraut.
They're called sauerkraut.
They were
Sauerkraut pilsners.
sauerkraut process.
Is Okay.
They were cool. I mean, they
What?
looked
Belgium more
cool.
French or more German?
They were good.
They were good.
I think they're more French than German.
Belgium.
Yeah.
True. They
They
speak
be like,
French.
le croissant.
I believe they speak French
Fromage.
Mead.
in Belgium.
I think so.
Belgium. Or
I think
they only speak French. I think Belgian language. Yeah, why'd you tell me that?
What?
he should know he's European.
What language do they speak?
Is Hungary in the EU?
French?
They speak French.
Yes.
Is Belgian a language?
Oh yeah, it is also a language.
It is?
It's really like Belgian, like German, well, like French German,
Okay.
What the heck?
like Swiss. It's also similar.
Right.
I thought they went
The cheese.
English in Switzerland.
So what are the main languages in Hungary? Hungarian.
Hungarian. Full stop.
Full stop.
is Hungary in the EU?
Still not for long,
Like,
but yeah.
the ugly stepchild.
The black sheep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. I don't believe in democracy and stuff.
Oh, well.
Well, that's a. But how many languages do you speak?
Me,
Yeah,
3.
like really,
like really. Yeah.
like maybe Hungarian.
Then broken English.
You speak English?
Broken
No,
English.
Speak
he
English?
totally speaks.
You speak English.
Yeah, I do speak.
You just are shy.
Yeah, I also learned Italian, French, Esperanto. What
Did you
else?
speak Esperanto?
I learned German for like 8 years, but
Can you have a
Do
conversation?
you still know German?
no, I tend not. I try not to.
Okay.
You try not to.
You don't want to be multilingual?
I would love to, but it's not my. It didn't work out. I tried everything.
Really? But you speak French.
I don't speak French, but I learned
I mean, I've never heard you
French.
speak French. Right. Like
I used to.
when I think about you, I think he must speak French.
I speak French.
The Europeans speak a lot of language. I mean,
I speak it.
outside of the the empire, they speak a lot of languages.
Yeah,
Like
maybe.
people grow up
Yeah.
like English.
At least English.
Yeah, if
very
you're
fluent.
French, you're learning English. You're learning French, maybe Spanish, German.
Spanish would be good.
Spanish would be
Spanish would-
very good.
yes.
You speak Spanish.
Yeah, I speak fluent.
Because you grew up in a Mexican household
Yeah, I was just speaking Spanish.
speaking Spanish. Like
It was my
you go home and speak Spanish.
Yes, with my mom. But because I was in California, so like I had so many cousins and aunts and uncles. I was 100% surrounded by Spanish speaking people, not really like English speaking people. Like my dad didn't take my mom was the one who raised me, so it was just like straight Spanish.
Mhm.
That's why I can still speak it well, and my younger brothers can't speak it as well anymore because I live it was my first language. It's so ingrained in my mind, even though I lived in this country my whole life, and it's like gotten worse and worse over the years. I'll always be able to speak it.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of like young like mixed like Mexican American kids, they understand Spanish, but they just can't speak it because they grew up hearing it, but not speaking it back to their family.
Interesting. And Sam, so this is Denise, by the way. Denise Emerson.
Yes. I'm Denise. I worked a little bit on the development of the Sigma film idea with Skye and Gabor, and that's
Right.
how I met them.
Early origins of these stacks of books you'll see. We'll talk about it later. All right. So Sam, what's your
Yeah. Well, I'm Sam.
So what's your last name?
I'm
Or
right.
just Sam.
You could
Sammy G.
Sammy G.
Sammy
No,
G?
I'm Sam Garcia.
Okay.
Yeah, I work in reality television. I'm a
Right.
camera operator. I came across your book and it's pretty dope, man. Like I really love the art. And
You read a lot of. He's into.
yeah, and I'm really into graphic novels.
you.
Yeah, I see this from hell here,
Yeah.
and I've never read it, and I've always wanted.
Yeah. It's really cool.
Oh yeah, copyright.
It's fine.
Sorry.
It's out there to be played with.
It's gonna be a big blur.
Right. We do not have that much time to post. We're not blurring anything. Okay, so Sam Garcia.
Yeah.
And you guys are like what thing?
We're married.
Yeah.
Basically.
No.
Yeah, we're a
Some
couple.
kids, right?
2 dogs.
40th anniversary.
Up coming up. Yeah, we decided to.
For coming up in 20 years.
Yeah, we don't know what we're gonna do.
Yeah, I'm 17.
Well,
No, she's not 17. No, she's not.
it's not that kind of podcast, guys. Okay, so you're a cinematographer, you're an artist,
Yeah, well, camera operator, sure.
Cam Robert. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
He's also a musician.
you're a musician.
Hobby, yeah.
Okay. So you're like you play with your friends local.
Yeah, well, I just make up music, and it's just kind of like my therapy. And
Yeah.
Instead of paying for therapy, I just bought a guitar.
That's smart.
Yeah.
And I don't do any book. Well, I guess for
You don't
me,
do therapy or
no,
is it, or
no, I'm a writer.
you just rap.
She's a very good writer.
I'm a writer. I'm really into fiction writing, like short stories. I really want to write a novel. And I mean, I like screenwriting as well. But I'm a big story person. I
Yeah.
guess, at the end of the day, yeah.
And you did a lot of work with PBS Frontline.
Frontline. So a lot of my career is mainly in like documentaries, and then recently more like reality TV, like film. From going to feature length, like documentaries, into TV shows, so reality and then documentary shows, kind of just all over that spectrum, like true crime to like, social experiment, love shows, like stuff like that.
Right. And you've been doing that. You've been pretty busy with that for the past year or two.
Well, the way that industry works is just like up and down, up and down. You're like, when you're working on the full season of a show, it's like, I mean, some people are working 6 days a week, like, over 12-hour days. Like we were working on a show together, and like sometimes you'd have like a 15-hour day, and like a lot of the crew, when you're working on a show like that, it's especially here in Central Texas, they're not all like, if the show's in Austin, there's a lot of people from San Antonio commuting every day, a lot of people from maybe some of the surrounding satellite towns commuting every day, like, over an hour for work. But it's like, it's crazy because it's super lucrative. You're working your day rate, you're working overtime, like I said, like six days a week. It's crazy.
Yeah. And then
And
that season ends and there's
and then you go months without work.
Yeah.
right.
So it's like
feast or famine.
feast or famine.
But that is the nature of our industry.
It's feast or famine, yeah.
I mean, literally, like, I'll be like, people like, you're not really doing much. I'll be like, yeah, it's kind of painful, actually.
Say right
and then
now,
I'm
yeah.
working, it's like, oh, I can't hang out.
Yeah, I can't do
Ever.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
right.
it's tired.
Yeah, I can't play video games with you tonight. Like,
Right,
I can't-
you abandon
can't-
everybody in your
yeah,
eyes.
I can't meet you this weekend. Like,
It's hard to fit that like into your lifestyle, because like when I was working like with PBS, it was more of a salaried like staff position, where it was all year on what like basically like you're at 9 to 5, but because the nature of creating like art is not, and creating films and shows or whatever, it's not on a 9 to 5 schedule. So like I was so burnt out kind of working that way, because I was always on call, and there was always something going on that would require me to work weekends and work late and whatever on top of the like regular schedule during the day. So that's a very hard lifestyle to manage. But it's also extremely hard to manage like the freelancer lifestyle, where you can't have any consistency. Like you can't have a consistent workout schedule. You can't focus on your own mental health or cooking or your hobbies. You have to drop them for months on end, and then your show or what your project ends, and then you have to go back. You have to figure out who you are again and figure out your like your life again and your life.
it's hard for dating. I mean, I remember.
Oh
like,
my God, yeah.
when I was, in a relationship, it was, he didn't understand. like
Mm,
like the nature of
Yeah.
business.
yeah.
Where I'd be like, I wouldn't be doing anything. It would be great. And then it's like, all right, I'm like, I can't do anything for like weeks
Right.
or more.
I'll see you in 3 weeks.
Sure.
Yeah, maybe.
Kind of.
Yeah,
Hit
yeah,
up
that's
that
how it is.
time.
It could be like that. Yeah.
No, yeah.
Hey, you can't even have a pet. I've been wanting a dog for 8 years, and I
No.
can't have one
Yeah.
because I'm not home.
My sister's an animal lover, and she's like, you can do a dog. I'm like,
I wish.
I love dogs. It's not fair to the dog.
Exactly. It's not.
Like, I love that dog, that theoretical dog, so much that I'm not gonna get it.
Yeah.
Because it's
Those.
gonna be too painful, too expensive, too unreliable. Everything.
Yeah. I love my theoretical dog too.
I know.
I hate the vet bills though.
I hate the pet.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Well, I'm the only one here who actually has a dog. And no, yeah, it's one of the hardest things I've had, like because I love him like a child. And when I was looking to work anywhere when I first started freelancing. I was like, let me get a job anywhere. I'll go to New York, I'll go to LA if I get the job. And when you have a huge 100-pound like German Shepherd, it's really hard. And like I just, like I said, I love him like a child, and it's like incredibly hard to think about like leaving him with my family or rehoming him is like out of the question. So it's been a really hard thing to have when I'm trying to like chase my dreams and all that. And like it's still hard now. Like he's staying over this week with me because I'm gonna be working 10-hour days starting tomorrow on a shoot, and he's gonna be helping with the dogs. And I have my mom, thankfully, that can help out too. But it's like it's really hard to schedule that stuff, especially like when you get booked a day before you have to start. Like
Yeah. Right.
So yeah.
It's like a fire drill. Like, what do we do with the dog?
Yeah.
Gabor, where's your dog? You leave your dog in Hungary?
No, I don't have a dog.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Come on.
Well, so like Gabor just filmed a pilot. And where were you guys staying? Because you were filming it in where in?
Oh yeah,
I want to say Cyprus, but it's not Cyprus.
Yugoslavia.
Yugoslavia.
Yeah,
Tell us exactly where you were. It was really beautiful.
I won't tell you where we were, but but it was in Yugoslavia in the 80s, and nothing changed there. Still, it's the same. Everything is the same. So it's a magical place.
Like a place out of history.
yeah,
Unchanged.
yeah, unchanged, untouched. Yeah,
How long were your shoot days?
never ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
It was like 20 people crew, so very small, tiny. Everyone was doing everything. So we were tired all the time.
Yeah.
We didn't sleep for 12 days. And I didn't sleep for even more before. But
Right.
but it was amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Well, that's the
experience.
life, though. I
Uh-huh.
mean, you have a lot of adrenaline. You have to sleep when you can, but there's you have to pre-production is like everything, right? So it's not, sometimes you're in a situation where like, okay, like I've done so much pre-production, but there's still more that we have to do, and but I have to sleep. It's like I always have this argument, like, is it better to just power through, get this last pre-production like just really perfect, or just drop the pen, sleep?
Yeah.
Like it's sort of like
Step away from it.
it's sort of like studying for a test. Like at some point you're gonna do worse if you don't sleep.
Right.
Like at some point it's like, okay, what you know now is what, like, you're not gonna get better than this.
Right. You won't.
So like that's why pre-production is like you better be doing that stuff like months in advance.
Yeah, because there are just things in production that happen that you just can't prep for.
You need to be rested for.
Yeah.
And that's why you need, like, the crew needs to be able to pull their own weight and like actually be passionate about making the project come through, especially like, when it comes to film, because it's a very physical task that you guys are doing, literally, to be shooting every day and to be out in the field all day. And like, you can't be lazy, or you can't like not do your job. Like, it's not like an office job or something like that.
Right.
Everyone has to be working their hardest to actually make it happen, to actually complete the project.
Right. And I've
Yeah.
I found that film crews, production crews are like the hardest working people, or they're of in that category of the hardest working people. I mean, like if you're on a set with a great crew, like everyone is upping their game. Like
Yeah, right.
you know,
it really makes
you
it,
got a
yeah.
great gaffer. You got from PAs to gaffers to grips to the director to operators,
Yep.
whatever. Like when you're on a set where it's everyone's, and I haven't been on many sets where that's not the case. Frankly, I mean it can happen, but
I think I've been on quite a few sets.
I guess yeah.
People can be jaded from the long days and
Sure.
years of not moving forward, moving up, or whatever the case may
I
be.
think it's the big thing is the long days, and if you're just the type of person who can't handle that, like they don't last long in the industry. Like
That's true.
like they'll quickly leave because it's not worth it to them. Like if you can't handle stress and you turn into like a monster, or you get a bad attitude after 5 hours of working in the sun or outside or like what be it, like it's not for you because you just can't.
And working weekends.
Yeah, just working
yeah.
weekends and last minute notice, overnights. Yeah.
It is a type of person. I'm not throwing shade on the 9 to 5 Monday through Friday person. Right. Those people are important. I envy those people. They have to do my taxes.
Right. Like I wish I was that type of person.
You know what?
Like
Yeah.
life would just be so much easier.
Would it?
I think so.
Well,
if I wanted to do that.
But also, oftentimes they don't like what they're doing.
Right.
That's the difference. Like,
Yeah.
like they don't find the joy in what they're doing. That's why at 4:59 p.m. on Friday, they're done. Like they won't respond to your email until Monday.
Yeah.
So
there's something nice to have about that.
Yeah.
like I find myself like having to pull myself away. I mean, obviously there's like stressful days where I'm like, fuck this shit. Like what am I done? Like I could be like have a lot more money or like not be suffering right now. But then I get back to the highs and I'm like, I'm not a 9 to 5 guy.
Right. This is why I do it. Yeah.
Right.
Well, like,
Yeah, right.
well, no, I feel like Sam and I have this conversation all the time. It's like the pros and cons of it. And like you've always said, like you're not like that at all. Like you just can't stand it when you like, work other jobs. And
I mean, I worked a bunch of different real jobs my entire life. I just I always just hated it. And I was afraid because I was working at a like a cloud computing company, like helping people with their emails. And it was a great job. It was the best job I've ever had, but I still hated it. Working 9 to 5. And I got terrified because I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do then. If this is the best job I've ever had and I still hate it, like,
Right.
What am I going to do with my life? And then I ended up falling into this industry and it was perfect.
because he out of college, like Sam always wanted to make movies, and he did work on like 1 or 2 films.
Yeah. I
And
worked on
he left.
V8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like it was like 7 years later that you
Right. Yeah. I PA'd out of college for free, driving like 3 hours away just to work on films. And it was a lot of fun, but there was no pay.
Right.
It was with Texas indie films, especially if you're young, then I'm not going to give you anything. I think I got paid $75 for like a week or something.
Right. Yeah.
They gave me nothing. Yeah. They gave me lunch. That was cool. That's
That is. Yeah. No faster way to destroy your film is to not provide lunch.
right. Exactly.
No matter what.
Right. Exactly. But yeah, and then I quit. And I was like, I just need something that pays.
Yeah.
And so I just started getting real jobs. I was a bartender. I was a beer merchandiser. I worked at the cloud computing company. I cleaned grease exhaust systems in kitchens. I was a janitor at the college that I went to, which was sad, but it was fine,
Yeah.
And then it just, I ended up coming back.
That must have been kind of a trip.
It was crazy.
You're like, you were at that college, then you were fucking janitor at the college, cleaning the shit,
Yeah, exactly. Taking out the trash of all my peers,
Yeah.
who were doing great.
Some of them you knew.
Yeah, some of them I knew. I was working in the art.
I will say, Sam was accepted into NYU for grad school.
Right. I couldn't afford it.
It wasn't just like, you know,
But it was
like,
$60,000
I'm just gonna be a
And
janitor.
they wouldn't. I couldn't afford it.
right
And I already had student loans from
the
from the undergrad, so I couldn't take out anymore.
Mhm.
You know, so I was like, oh.
That's crazy, and that's like such an like, you know, if you have the merit to get into graduate school NYU, that was what like Tisch or
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
I mean, it's crazy that someone you know
Yeah.
who can get there can't go has to become a janitor as undergrad.
Right. Yeah.
Like that I feel like it encapsulates so much that's broken in
Yeah.
our education system.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe
I mean,
yeah, out of turn.
but then again, like it's not the sad story because
Yeah.
I could have, I could have just made a movie on my own. That's what you should do. I mean, you made this on your own.
Yeah.
You didn't ask.
So like a waste of money to go to school.
Yeah, it could be like just to
Like,
make a movie.
obviously, like NYU could make a difference because it's such an amazing program or whatever, and influential people or everything. But like, you just never know. Stan, when he was at UT, tried his hardest to get into the RTO program, and he couldn't.
Yeah.
I was in the RTO program, and like now, like we're in the same boat. I'm in a smaller boat than him, actually. However the saying, whatever I can construe that saying.
Right.
But like, yeah, so it's like education when it comes to like this type of stuff.
There's no like path that's guaranteed.
No,
Is the
like,
lesson.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if you do this, it's not guaranteed that this will happen.
Right. And so I think the lesson is just do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Just do the things that you want to do.
For sure.
Like you don't have to, people say this all the time, like ask permission to do things. Yeah, fine.
As forgiveness.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so much. But just do like Gabor made his pilot. That's great. Just do it. Just do
Yeah.
things.
You almost died.
Yeah.
It's good.
You almost died.
He almost died.
Who almost killed you?
I mean,
He fell in the ocean.
it was it was really intense. Like in a way, it's still intense, but I hope it will pay off at some time, someday.
You're being very secretive about this project.
Yeah, I know.
Are you gonna like if you say too much, are you gonna get like arrested or like take or
No, it's still in the works. It's just a pilot that we started to make. So we just showing it around right now. I just got the latest grading today, so it's in the works.
mm-hmm.
Still.
And you're not allowed to talk about the other project, are you?
What other project? What? Oh, what?
Bleep.
What, the Queen of Chess?
Yeah. Are you? Oh, you better not be.
I don't know if I'm allowed. Probably not.
All right. Well, we'll keep it safe.
Okay, elusive
We'll keep it secret. We'll have another episode
guy.
when you're allowed to talk about it.
I don't know what we are allowed to talk and what not.
Well, you should probably find out.
Yeah, it's in the contract.
Well, anyways, this is cool. So your involvement in Wolf's Edge started with the Start graphic novel. This is chapter 2. We've got chapter 1 here,
That's
and we're launching on Kickstarter for pre-sales and to help us finish book 3, the final part of volume 1, in April. So April 1st Kickstarter. But you started with us because we found you in Austin and we needed some help.
over a year ago.
Over a year ago, the story used to be called Sigma. It was like totally different. Not totally different, but
It all stemmed from the same.
it definitely stems from the same. I mean, that's, if anything's an example of revision, it's this whole thing. 15 years ago with the short films, then all the way to Wolf's Edge, like many revisions along the way. Embrace the process, right? So
We had an excursion.
but we had a little excursion. What
We were
picked you up at you tell your
in beauty.
version of the story.
No, yeah, I remember meeting you guys. We met up at Austin's own Cosmic Coffee. And
Pickle
we're
really one.
chatting. I remember Gabor is just such an interesting guy, and he I think he just after we chatted about bringing me on as associate producer. I remember Gabor was like, let's hang out again tomorrow and talk about the script, and it was just so funny. But from then on, yeah, we were just working in development. working on, on the script and location scouting, and we went out on 10-hour drive through the South all the way to Mississippi. Landed in Biloxi, this tiny little coastal town. It was December, it was freezing.
It was
So
cold.
definitely not a beach vacation at all by any means.
Yeah, we rented a boat.
We rented a boat
The location scout.
to go location scout on
and our
island.
winter coats.
Yeah, we had our winter coats on. Like, I remember the sun was out and it was bright, but the water was so choppy and the water was spraying on us and it was freezing and the wind was freezing. So it was like frozen water spraying, like frozen wood. Like, literally, we were all just so cold, but we got to the island and it was just really cool to see like the story could really happen there.
Right.
Like, really start to picture it physically in front of us. But yeah, I mean, like, it started kind of off as there's just so many ideas and you guys were just so open to everything and starting out as like this thriller idea, and then I think the graphic novel or comic medium is perfect for the story. He's kind of like this adolescent superhero, and you really feel for the characters, and the whole like father-son struggle. I don't want to spoil anything. But it's like the heart of the script that we had originally started off with really bled into the way the graphic novel turned out. And I think these visuals, now that you have this in a readable a medium with all of these visuals, that just serves as concept art for when you pick back up on the film.
Yeah, I love that. And we had fun. We went to New Orleans.
We did stop in New Orleans.
What happens in New Orleans stays in New Orleans.
I wanted to stay there.
I know.
You took me out of there. I should have stayed longer.
It was
Still be there, man.
It was just
I was
cold
still
and
there.
Three-quarter playing freaking.
Yeah, that was
Zach.
an amazing life.
we had the red beans on the rice.
We had lots of oysters.
Oh
I
yeah.
forgot.
It was really fun.
Yeah, we did hit up Bourbon Street.
Yeah.
We did hit up.
And that was before.
Great live music. It's still really nice, even though it's
Yeah.
touristy. It's still awesome.
No, it was super
Yeah.
fun. It's always fun.
It was it was like the first week of December, so it was dead because everyone was like getting ready for Christmas and
That's
stuff.
true. That's true. But it was still like stuff was happening.
Yeah, it's like 6th Street here. There's always
Right.
something happening.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, so it's kind of crazy. Like, actually, Biloxi, Mississippi was interesting. And
And we met. The great thing too is like we just met some people who work in production who were just so gung ho and so helpful and
I really wanted to
on
help us.
board or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's just really great to like see that passion.
Yeah, I could totally see us shooting there. And people were like, Mississippi. And I'm like, actually, we found a bunch of great locations, great people. They got a 30% tax
Yeah.
cash rebate for production, which is really nice.
And they were
have-
supportive of like the city officials and everything.
Yeah.
Did we go talk to the mayor a little bit?
We talked to the mayor.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all small town. We went to like the ribbon cutting of like a new
Little
bench.
Park, yeah.
And the mayor was there. Like, everyone was there. It was like it was lovely,
Yeah.
And we were, we come in, we look like ragtag Hollywood. We're like, we're coming to shoot a movie. Not really.
No, well,
But people were really friendly to us and wanted to help. And you got to talk to this guy. Or
Yeah.
I connect you with.
a lot of
Okay.
people who had a lot of connections in the film world, which is really interesting in that little town.
For sure.
People who have acted in films, like
Mhm.
yeah. And then we went to a pig farm and saw
A pig farm.
we saw the most loyal turkey that like
I
pet
know.
turkey that I've ever seen. He just followed his master right behind him like a dog, like
Yeah.
like just always behind him, just following his dad around. His
The pig farmer.
huge turkey, like just
He said that this turkey will die of old age, not of
yeah,
like
he wasn't gonna eat it.
slaughter.
Yeah. And
I
then,
forget what that turkey's name was. It had like a great name.
man, I forgot to. I have videos
Yeah.
of him. And then I remember after we left that farm, like the farmer just loved us so much, and he was like, "Do you guys want to come out to on my boat tomorrow, or like come to my like lake house or something?" And we're like, "No, we literally have to drive back to
know.
Texas where we're from, but no, thank you."
I know. We met so many great people. I mean, there's awesome.
Savannah.
Yeah.
Of course,
Very nice.
shout out.
Is that her last name?
Savannah was helping out with that.
She was
She
great.
did the organizing.
She did. Yeah, there were like I could see a production there for sure.
Yeah, which is really
Mhm.
exciting.
Yeah, but yeah. So what's next? I mean, what are we doing?
We want to shoot this as a film.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Yeah. I know, but we need an audience to do that, and so we've put together all this beautiful artwork to hopefully grow an audience, and our artist Artur Mai is in Hungary, and he's done a great job, and he's been sending me new pages for the final part of this volume today, and it's just he keeps outdoing himself, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think the art is a huge what really stands out.
Mm-hmm.
Besides the story, it's just absolutely
What is the
incredible.
story?
Yeah, he understood the story. That's a really big thing.
What is the story?
Yeah, what is the story?
That's for you to answer.
How would you describe it?
I don't know.
I would say survival adventure, coming of age.
Yeah, it's
That's good.
I don't like to spoil things, and I think the most basic plot story is, boy washes up on a deserted island, has to
Yeah.
survive. That's but that is ignoring all the twists and the madness.
It's like Hatchet.
Yeah,
It's like Hatchet meets. It's like supernatural
Lost.
something lost maybe.
Yeah, there's some Lost in there. There's some Castaway. There's some Lord of the Flies.
Yeah.
Hook. There's a lot of influences. But yeah, and I mean, there's really no one has read it except for like very small group. No one knows the story, so like I want to be very protective for the first audience. Once I think the book comes out and there's an audience, we could maybe start to
Delve deep.
talk deeper about like what happens. But yeah, there's a lot of story there. There's enough story to we're already writing volume 2, and a bunch of other stuff. So yeah. Anyways, thanks everybody. This is a great
Yeah, thank you.
episode 2, and Wolf's Edge, April 1st Kickstarter. It'll be going on till May 1st. So it's your first opportunity to get to order books. And yeah, super excited. Thanks,
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sam, Denise, Gabor.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is great.
Okay. And I'm Skye, Wallin, and thank you. This is Wolf's Den.
Yay,
Okay.
we did it.
How was that?
That was good.